and welcome to the 8th graduating class of the Institute of Wholistic Health. We are so excited to be able to have this day. 2020 is when the Institute was started by the amazing Paul Croto and Cheryl Morley, and I should have reversed those names. Forgive me. But this program has been such a godsend from so many, or for so many people, and myself included. And today, can I say it, Paul? Today, we are graduating, or adding to the list of our list, making it 778 graduates that have come through the Institute of Wholistic Health, becoming certified holistic health coaches. So let me go ahead and turn it over to one of our co-founders of the Institute of Wholistic Health as we get this graduation started. Paul Croto, take it away.
Thank you so much, Becca, and thank you for all your help. Becca's a huge instrumental piece to making this whole thing possible. So thank you, Becca, for all that you do. And I'm just so excited to be here today. I know it's a huge day in a lot of people's lives today, and I thank all the alumni for coming to help cheer the new graduates on. That's always such a great thing to do. I know they really appreciate it. We really appreciate it too. So without further ado, I get the unique opportunity to introduce one of the greatest guys I've ever met. Steve came into my life. I met Steve about, I think it's like 17 or 18 years ago. So it's been a long time since I've known Steve. And the best thing I always say about Steve is you can trust him. He's got unbelievable integrity. He's the most brilliant guy. Now there's Steve Jobs, but then there's Steve Wallach. And Steve Wallach is a couple steps ahead of Steve Jobs. He's just brilliant. A lot of the products just almost all of the products we have here at Longevity he had a major role in helping create. He has kept this company going now. I think we're over 25 years now. I think I don't know exact date our anniversary is, but I know we're getting close to that at 26 years. So it's been absolutely phenomenal. That to be friends with Steve, to know Steve, to get to know him extremely well, and just the honor to be partners with Steve and building this incredible business. So without further ado, I want to turn the call over to our CEO, Steve Wallach.
Hey, Paul. Sorry for the lighting. Well, thank you for all those kind words. And yeah, it's about 25 years. In fact, we're getting excited planning the next 25 actually. So, you guys will hear more and more about that as these events continue to unfold. But we're here today to celebrate the most recent class of graduates of the health coach program you and Cheryl have put together with the help of so many of your team members. And it's an amazing program. Can you believe it, Paul? In how long has the health coach program been going? Not even 2 years yet, maybe just 2 years.
Yeah, just 2 years. Yeah.
Just 2 years. So, you have health coaches in, I don't know how many countries, but I see people that have completed the course already in multiple countries, and they're super excited. They're proud of their accomplishment, as they should be, and as this class also should be. And they proudly display the logo and their certification in their signatures, on their website, their email. And I'm seeing it in multiple languages. I'm seeing it in multiple countries. And you guys are just getting started with this. I can tell by the enthusiasm, that sense of pride of accomplishment among those that have already taken it. They can't wait to tell their family and their friends about it. They can't wait to tell others about the value that they've gotten out of it. So congratulations to you, your team, Cheryl. It's an amazing program. Congratulations to all the previous graduates, but most importantly today, congratulations to those that are graduating today.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Steve, for that and for all that you do. I mean, to keep the company growing and just, we are the #1 health and wellness company in the world, and it's because of you, Steve. So thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate that very, very kindly, very kind words. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Now I want to turn the call over to an amazing woman. I got to meet her 6 years ago, and we became business partners, and it was the best moment of my life. It's been an incredible ride. And as we mentioned 7 years ago now, when we first got together, we started the health evaluation system. And then we ran the system, and we found out that people really didn't understand things 100%. So we developed a course together, and Cheryl and I, along with Dr. Wallach, put this Institute of Wholistic Health together. And as we mentioned, it's been 2 years now, and it's been absolutely unbelievable. It's been so fantastic. The response we've gotten from people and the lives we changed are just so fulfilling. So I want to turn the call over to my best friend, my business partner, and the most amazing woman in the world, Cheryl Morley.
Oh, thank you so much.
The beautiful Paul. Cheryl Morley. Look at Cheryl.
Oh, thank you.
Holy
thank
wow.
you, Paul. Listen,
you gotta step it up here.
No, it has everything to do with Doc, because he introduced me to all of this, and I've been able to be on these products forever. So thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for those kind words, Paul. And I'm super excited to introduce one of my best friends. And you guys, she is just really a champion for all of us. We talk about you guys all the time. Just the ideas that we can do to make things better and more fun. We love to have fun here at Longevity and in the health coaching program. She supports each of us. She loves us, and she's always thinking of ways to make our lives better as we build our businesses. So with that, I'd like to turn the time over to Michelle Wallach.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Cheryl. Oh my gosh, what a crazy morning, because we're actually in San Diego this morning for a Longevity event here. You're doing your thing. I mean, I'm just so excited that we could jump on this morning. I'm just in awe of all your amazing graduates. I'm super excited for this next class coming forth. I'm doing everything I can even to be at your graduation in August. So if you are watching this, or this is you've got friends that are going to join this program, please do, because we really want to make sure that the August graduation is as fabulous as this one. But honestly, I mean, my hat is off to both you and Paul. You guys have done an amazing job. I'm just so impressed with your leadership and the leaders that you are duplicating and creating out in the field. And I think that's what's most important here, is that you're bringing so many people along and they're rising up. And that's what I love about both of you, is that your goal in life is to get everybody to rise up. And I'm just super impressed with your program, with all the graduates, and just with the message that you guys have to share with everyone. So thank you so much for having us on this morning. I love you both so very much. And my hat is off to all your brand new graduates. Please, if you go and post about your graduation today, please tag me, because I want to make sure I give each and every one of you a personal message from I. So tag us on Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is that you choose to use, and we will definitely give you a personal message from the both of us.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Thanks, you guys. And thank you so much for being on. I know it was hard this morning, and I didn't give you a lot of time.
Thank you, Michelle.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you to you and Steve. All right, you guys, I am super excited because I get to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, and somebody who has completely changed my life. I mean, he plucked me out of Taco Bell and really saw something in me before I saw anything in myself. I'm so grateful to him. He is it. I mean, he is on a mission. He's got all of us. He's a visionary, and he's been able to share his vision with each of us. We're all on this mission together. And so I would like to turn the time over to the person that I think has saved more people than anybody else in this world, and that's Dr. Joel Wallach. Take it away, Doc.
Well, thank you so much, Cheryl, for all the kind words, and thank you to everybody, Paul and Steve and Michelle and everybody who's been talking here this morning. Of course, Rebecca and Jan, everybody who's doing all the mechanics. Thank you so much for everything. And congratulations to all the graduates. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful thing. Over 700 graduates. What a great testimony to all the hard work that everybody's done. and the vision that was had by Cheryl, okay, and Paul. I just can't thank them enough. Okay, well, the good news is all the good stuff continues to go, and there's more good stuff being piled on, and that's a good thing. And I'm going to give just a few minutes of my background because I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't know me and everything like that. And to make a long story short, it all started when I was 4 years old. And I was getting violent and had all kinds of problems. By the time I was 9, they were going to institutionalize me because 20 doctors couldn't figure out what I had. And they just had no way to control me. And so while they're packing my bags on Friday night to get me into this institution on a Monday, I'm 9 years old at this point, and disrupting schools and this, that, and the other. So before I killed myself or killed somebody else, they're going to put me in an institution. 20 doctors couldn't figure it out. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, why is it I'm having all these problems? And there are animals in our farm aren't having the problems. My neighbors aren't having the problems. Why me? And then I thought, well, maybe I need to do what the animals do. And so I started eating that night, that Friday night, I started eating when I'm 9 years old. I started eating the alfalfa pellets from the barn that we fed the animals. And in 3 days' time, I was cured. I said, oh, there must be something in those alfalfa pellets to solve my problem. Okay. And that's how it all began when I was 9 years old. And then to make a long story short, I want to be a veterinarian and go back and help farmers, and got into veterinary school, and I didn't have a lot of money. So I had to work in the pathology department to fund my tuition and books and all that kind of stuff, and room, okay, at the University of Missouri School of Veterinary Medicine. And to make a long story short, it was December, let's see here, 1963, a year before I graduated veterinary school. There was a mass die-off of sheep. The night before, this was in the middle of December, just at the beginning of the holidays for Christmas. This farmer brought in 50 sheep. All the professors were off on holiday, and I'm there by myself. And so he brought 50 sheep in that were dead. And he said, well, the night before, my sheep, 500 in the flock, were just perfect. I fed them, and they're all happy. I woke up this morning to feed them, and they're all dead. 500 died in one night. What the heck happened? And so I looked at them, and their blood was bright cherry red. And so I knew it had something to do with something. And so I had the blood tested and so on, and found out that it was high in nitrates. Where'd they get the nitrates? Well, the neighbor farm had been pumping nitrate fertilizer into their hay because they make money by tons and bushels. Okay, and so they were pumping the fertilizer in, and it rained, and the surface water took it into the pond where all these sheep were drinking. And the night they all died, in the middle of Missouri, it's not unusual in December for the temperature to be 40, 50 degrees. But the night they died, during the day, it was 50 degrees. It dropped down to 15 degrees, and they all died of hypothermia. And I got it written up, and it got published in 1965, a year after I graduated school, in two veterinary journals. And I was off on my way to Africa. Marlon Perkins, the old Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom show, sent me to Africa to work on the White Rhino Conservation Project because they had gotten down to 300 in the Natal and the Umfolozi Game Reserve, and they wanted me to catch as many as I could and put them into zoos so they wouldn't all die off and it'd be an extinct species. So, make a long story short, in 2 years' time, I had caught 200 of them, and we had to train them how to live in a box for 8 weeks because they were being shipped by boat to the United States and Europe and stuff like that. And to make a long story short, we were very successful with 200. And this was my first book. My first scientific paper was the mass die-off from pollution of those sheep. And my first book was Rhino Express, okay, telling the whole story. We're using a drug called etorphine, which is 10,000 times more potent than morphine. I'm prepared to stay in Africa forever. So Marlon Perkins sends me a letter and said, look, I just got a $25 million grant using your paper on the mass die-off of those sheep. We're looking for an animal in a zoo in a big city that will be sensitive to the same pollutants that humans are, so that when pollution comes, we can save the human population by getting them to leave the town because we're seeing things happening in that animal in the zoo, just like the old coal miners used to take canaries down in the mine, and if they would die in the mine, the miners knew to get out. Well, to make a long story short, it was like a 10-year project. I did 20,000 autopsies, 17,000 of change, over 450 species of animals and 3,000 humans, Barnes Hospital. And it was a big hoo-ha. And the book was published by W.B. Saunders. My thesis was published 5,000 pages, and they edited it down to 1,200 pages, and they sold it for $25,000 each. Now, the average person is not going to buy a $25,000 book for a home remedy. And so we came out with a summary of that book, 300 pages, okay, epigenetics, and it started a whole new science called epigenetics to replace genetics, because there are no genetically transmitted diseases. There are no genetically transmitted diseases, and that freaked everybody out, but I was correct. And I'm jumping now to, let's see here. I'm jumping to 1977 when I got all that stuff on the big 20,000 autopsies published in articles in journals as well as in the book and so forth. I went to the Yerkes Primate Center and working with the NASA space monkeys and so forth, and found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis, one of the most terrible birth defects of the time. And I realized I had found something very interesting, and I sent copies of the slides, just the slides, around to 5 medical schools. And I just said, I think this is cystic fibrosis. What do you think? And I didn't tell them it was from a monkey. And they all wrote back on their letterhead saying, oh, this is a classic example of cystic fibrosis. Then I told them it was from a monkey. I said, at the very least, we've found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis. We have a laboratory animal. They're all excited. And I was in the newspapers, TV, radio, like for 24/7 for like 3 months. And then I got permission to do biopsies on the other 24 baby monkeys that hadn't died yet, and they all had cystic fibrosis. So I said, look, this is not a genetic thing. This is a nutritional deficiency thing. And they fired me. They fired me. They said, Wallach, you're out of your mind. Everybody knows this is the worst genetic thing of a birth defect, and you can't say it's not genetic. And so they fired me. So that's when I went back to school. I went to all these trade shows looking for something to do, and I got a job teaching pathology and nutrition at the school for naturopathic doctors in Oregon, in Portland, Oregon. And I said, well, if I'm going to be teaching here, why can't I take the courses and become a doctor? And that's how that all happened. And then when I got out, ran into Cheryl because I'm looking for people as patients, okay? Ran into Cheryl, and it's one of those things where we had to find a way to get more information out there. And so we're putting on meetings. I'm going up and down the West Coast, putting on meetings, and people are beginning to come and saying what I'm saying is correct and so on. And so then I said, well, we have to have our own products because there's no products out there that'll do what we want to do. So we started having our own products, and here's where Steve and Michelle came in and began to help with that. And then the next thing that happened was I'm realizing that I had found the cause, prevention, and cure of muscular dystrophy. Marvin Ropp, one of our great Marines, who is a longevity associate, Marvin Ropp, he was working in Utah and Arizona and Utah. Okay, and he took about a half a dozen of these charts from these kids that we had cured of muscular dystrophy and gave them to Jerry Lewis, and Jerry Lewis was excited. He talked to the doctors and talked to the parents, and he saw the biopsies were positive when they were little kids, but 10 years into it, they were cured because of the second biopsy. So he took it to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. They fired Jerry Lewis and shut down the telethon, even though he'd already raised $2.7 billion for them over 50 years. They fired Jerry Lewis and shut down the telethon. That's what happened to that. And then, as a kind of a side thing, I found out the cause and prevention of sudden death syndrome, SIDS, okay, because that was also due to the same deficiency. And the cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, and SIDS were all caused by the same deficiency. And kept trying to get it into the baby formulas. And it was like a big process. And that's where Jonathan Emord came in, our great hero, great attorney, Cheryl's husband. And it was just a beautiful thing. So we got that through petition after petition after petition after petition. We finally got it through the courts, and we forced the baby manufacturers, including Enfamil and Similac, to put these nutrients in there. And suddenly now you don't hear about sudden death syndrome. In 1990, sudden death syndrome occurred at a rate of 135 to 140 per 100,000 normal births. Today, it's 15 to 20 per 100,000 normal births. And so we have knocked down the rate of sudden death syndrome by 90%. I'm so proud of that. And I'm just telling you that so you know a background, that we're not just starting today. This has been a long journey. But this is just sort of the beginning. And so we're so proud of our graduates. We're so proud of their, I can just tell you, they're going to do great things because we have so many tools for them now. We have the book, The Truth About Nutrition. It's a book, it's a CD, it's a DVD. We have the book, It's All in Your Head. Okay, we got that. We have the book, It's All in Your Head. Okay, which goes into all the diseases that are caused by osteoporosis of the skull. And doctors never talk about osteoporosis of the skull. When you get osteoporosis of your right knee, you don't have osteoporosis of your right knee. You have osteoporosis in every bone in your body, including the skull. And so this is stuff that we have through longevity, put everything together here and have been a great positive force. And again, I can't thank Dr. Milan enough. We went to China, Heilongjiang province, did 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10, got it published. We got the Klaus Schwartz Award for that in 2011. In 2015, the United Nations gave me the Lifetime Achievement Award for Natural Medicine. Okay, the United Nations, this is at the United Nations main offices in New York City, getting that award. Very, very proud of that. That was in 2015. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We have so many things on the rails here. We got a new book coming out this year yet. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this new book, because it will blow everybody's mind, because all the great things we've done are just steps to this next bit of information. So thank you, everybody, for all the things that you have done to make this thing work, get the information out there, and all of these certified holistic health coaches. Very, very proud of each and every one of you. We're going to work together. We're going to work as a team. We're going to work as a family. We're going to save America, and we're going to save the world. God bless you, and thank you for allowing me to work with you.
Dr. Wallach, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, we love you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you so much for all your wonderful tools. So you guys, you can go to Dr. Wallach's website, and that's drjwallach.com. And he was just talking about a few of the new things that he has coming. One of them, and the one that I just absolutely love, is The Truth About Nutrition. That's a bundle. And there's all sorts of wonderful things in there and information. So thank you, Dr. Wallach, for changing my life and absolutely changing my family's. And we are on a mission, like I was saying earlier. We're so proud of each of you. Now I want to turn it back over to a very, very dear friend of mine who has helped us so much. And I just love her, absolutely love her to pieces. And we're so grateful for her. I'm sure that we could not be doing everything that we're doing without her. So with that, I'm going to turn it right back over to Becca.
Thank you, Cheryl. And for those of you who are joining us, Dr. Wallach has so many wonderful publications. If you go to drjwallach.com, you'll find all of his publications. I appreciate Dr. Wallach so much, as I know many of you do. And it is my honor to be able to introduce, and I'm actually going to introduce the person who's going to introduce her, one of our graduates today that I am super excited about, as she is bringing so much wonderful energy to our community, to our family. Because as certified holistic health coaches, one thing that the Institute of Wholistic Health has done and this health coaching course is created a family. And we all work together. And I love the fact that we are making an impact around the world. I counted 11 countries, Dr. Wallach, apologize.
Wow.
11 countries that we now have graduates in. So, Tanya, will you please introduce Soretta?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to introduce my cousin Soretta. She commits to everything 100%. She loves and she hustles completely. She has built multiple successful businesses, both MLM and space, through hard work and her engaging personality. She has an absolute passion to support and help women feel confident and sexy, which has led her to become a phenomenal fitness instructor. Soretta has always been committed to health and is ready to create a life around her dreams with much more time freedom. I am so excited to cheer her on, as I know she has chosen the best vehicle to get there. My cousin is an incredibly smart powerhouse. Soretta, I am so super proud of you, and I'm so happy you chose to join me on this exciting journey. Thank you. If you'd like to unmute.
Hi, everybody. I'm like, woo! All right. So I'm a bit nervous here, and I am a lot like Tanya. I like to talk a lot, but I'm going to try very hard to make this my speech really quick. My name is Soretta Pethick, and I'm extremely excited to be here today, meeting everybody. In a nutshell, I was young when I started getting a lot of little health problems. I wet the bed, and I had nosebleeds almost every single night. I was anemic at 13, heavy periods with lots of clotting. I had no urge to poop, and I had severe constipation because of that. And then in my young adult, I was told I had depression, anxiety, underactive thyroid, and was put on meds over 20 years ago. And my body went into sepsis after my appendix rupture. So in my early 40s, I started getting a whole bunch of other symptoms on my body. I started getting little red dots on the lower part of my body with halos, and they were so itchy I'd scratch, and then I'd get like huge bruises. In April, my husband saw Tanya on Facebook, and he wanted me to reach out to her and ask her what she was doing, because not only did she lose weight, but she looked so healthy. Like, she had a whole different look to her. And Mark's like, reach out to her and see what she's doing, because he wants to get looking like her. I started after talking to Tanya and watching Dr. Wallach's videos and listening to a bunch of other CDs that Tanya lent me, I knew that this longevity was for me. Since April again, I have May 2nd. So in 3 weeks, I've been taking the Essential 90. I have been taking the minerals, and I know I'm nervous. Okay, here we go. I've been taking the Essential 90s, the vitamins, the extra fatty acids, and a few of the extra add-ons, and I feel so good that in those 3 short weeks, I used to nap every day for 2 to 3 hours, and I haven't napped in 5 days. I've been able to go to the bathroom. I've been having so much more energy. I am not tired throughout the day. So it's been super duper awesome. And I don't know where I am here, but I'm so sorry.
So Soretta, why did you choose to do the health coaching program? You started getting amazing results.
Yes. So why I looked at this one, and this one was so important for me, is I've been waiting for about 10 years to find the right program. And after talking to Tanya, I knew that this was the one. The company has such a good philosophy as working together. And I just love the energy from all of you guys and how everyone works together, and it's not somebody big at the top delegating.
We are family. We are family. And we are very excited to have you here with us. I mean, you have been, you saw it, you felt it, you grabbed it, you've been running with it.
Yes.
And we are just so excited to have you in this program with us. So thank you so much, Soretta.
Thank
you. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
I do. I just have one little last thing here. I have that this course is going to help me in a lot of ways. I feel more confident. I feel more knowledgeable, and I'm ready to share everything that I've learned from all of the modules and from everybody that was in the modules. I loved how Cheryl and Paul explained things in terms that I could understand. And it just kept making me want to get to the next module. And as soon as I finished that one, okay, it was late. I just have to get through the next one. So it was awesome. I loved that. And I have the tools now that I know that are going to help me succeed. And, you know, there are going to be some bumps in the roads, but all you have to do is go around them and keep on going. And, you know, everybody, I could text you, Becca, and ask you, hey, this is a little bump in my road. What can I do in order to get around it easier? Or I even feel like with Cheryl or Dr. Wallach or Tanya, anyone, you don't have to be afraid to reach out and get that help. So it's a team. And I believe in me, and I believe in all of us. And longevity is based on teamwork. It's more about helping other people get to their optimal health and working, you know, stepping on one another to get to the top. And that, to me, is the absolute best thing in a business, like longevity.
That is awesome. Thank you, Soretta. Cheryl, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Soretta. That is so fantastic. Thank you for all of your words of encouragement and for all of the wonderful things that have happened as you've gone through the coaching program. We're so glad you're here, and we are so grateful that you are on our team. Okay, you guys, so I am going to take this opportunity now to read the first list. So I have two lists. I'm going to read the first list and I believe that they are in alphabetical order. So, and I love this. This is my favorite part of graduation, reading each of your names. We're so proud of each of you and so grateful that you're here and with us here in the coaching program. Okay, here we go. Congratulations to each of you. And I always like to say, if I say your name wrong, I don't mean to. I am trying my best, and we love you no matter what. So here we go. Okay, Giselle Pineda Abignon, Rebecca Barnes, Brittany Benson, Julie N. Bryan, Gabrielle P. Chavez, Paul R. Clinton, Monica Cook, Adrian J. Coate, Tracy Easy, Amanda Feidler, Lauren Foshi, Kathy S. Garrison, Stephanie K. Harden, Linda Harris, Alyssa Hahn, and Kim Henderson. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, this is so fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the graduation time back over to my business partner. And I promise you guys that this could not have happened without him, because he is much more detailed than I am. So Paul, with that, thank you so much for all you've done for each of us. And I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Well, I may be more detailed, but you were way better at reading names. So if you notice a trend over the past 8 graduations, the name reading off list has been done by Cheryl. She's incredible at doing that, and just love celebrating. So there's no better person to have us at graduation today than Cheryl, because she just brings the celebration to the party. Speaking of bringing the celebration to the party, she's going to be holding the next graduation at her house. Now, I used to go to the Bellagio in Vegas to go swimming, to go for some relaxation time. Now I just go to Cheryl's backyard because it is better than the Bellagio in Vegas. It's absolutely incredible. So I make plans for, I believe it's third week in August. So we'll be announcing the exact dates on that and what's been going on, but we're super excited about that next graduating class. Everyone's invited, and you can help us cheer them on live at Cheryl's house. But right now I want to introduce one of the graduates that I've got to meet. So we actually do continuing education classes every single Monday for all the coaches. So you kind of come, we do a little lesson, and then we talk about celebrations, things that went really great that week, and then go over any kind of challenges you're having in your health coaching business so that we can help tweak a little bit and make a couple changes and help you move forward and have a great week over the next 7 days. But so Deborah Smith is not only a graduate today, but she's been coming to our Monday calls. She's made tremendous progress. She's one of the most exciting, awesome women I've ever met. So without further ado, Deborah, I want to first of all congratulate you on graduating, and congratulations. And you know, the world is yours now. You can take it away, and well, let us know though what you thought of the course and what you got out of it, and how you feel now being a graduate.
Wow, awesome. Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. Oh, I am so grateful to be here. And I just want to give glory to God and thank you guys. I mean, Cheryl and Paul and Becca and her team and Dr. Wallach. And I mean, I'll probably cry, so bear with me. I was a nurse for 39 years. I saw the hospital side of this. I saw how we treated people. I've had to ask God to actually forgive me for some of the things that I was a part of that I now know was wrong. And it wasn't until I sat in a room and heard Dr. Wallach and heard why our healthcare never got better. With the knowledge that we had, there should have been very few hospitals. That's what we projected. And for nursing staff, we said that there would be very few people in the hospital. Everybody would pretty much be treated at home like on a computer, and there would just be traumas and things like that in the hospital. And 10 to 15, 20 years later, that never happened. And I said, why? And it was a cry in my heart till I heard Dr. Wallach explain what happened to our healthcare, what's going on with our food and everything else. And I went, oh my gosh, that's what happened. And so then nobody had to tell me, get on the 90. I had to leave early. I walked out of the room and I went, how do I get that thing that he was talking about? That box that has the 90 or whatever. I ordered it on the spot because I've had things taken out of my body. I've had my uterus taken out. I've had my gallbladder taken out. I've had cataracts taken out, and my digestive system was a mess. And it's been that way for years. And had I known, then I could have changed it. I could have kept my organs. And so now I know taking out organs it's like cutting a wire right on a car. And it's like you don't cut the oil light because the oil comes on. And so I didn't know, right? But now I know. So even just getting the longevity product. But then I kept trying to tell people, but I didn't know how to do that. I've tried network marketing. I've never been successful. And then Becca was talking about the coaching program. And then I got on and I started looking at it and I went, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this, because you have to have a system. You have to have a way. Once you get a system, then you got to have the strategy of how to work through that system, and then you can apply it. And most people that are in network marketing, they know that they've accomplished a certain amount, but they can't tell you how they did it because they really don't know. But Paul and Cheryl and Becca, they know how they did it. And they were able to line it up for us. And then once they did that, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen I looked at that program and I went, I've never seen anything like this. And believe me, I was in the military. I know for 21 years, I was an officer. I know what a good program looks like. And this program is second to none in what they provided. And so I was able to go in and work through the training and then took the course. And while I'm taking the course, I'm talking to people, applying what they're telling me. I'm getting lists. I mean, I had to go back and put it all into the program that they nicely put together, the Notion program, so I can track everything. I had like 40 some odd names that I had already. So my business is blooming and I hadn't even finished the course yet. I have learned so much. how the mind works, Deb Erickson's How the Mind Works was very helpful because it helps you move those blocks out of the way. But then that continual leadership growth with Paul and Cheryl are great at teaching us that. And then Becca with the products and everything. I'm telling you, nothing has impacted me as strongly as this course. So I've learned a lot. I've learned about how to make my health better, which was starting to have some problems because I was in a thing and I got real stressed and it kind of attacked me a little bit. But because I was on the nutrients, I could shift what I was taking. Then I started getting better from that. So that was awesome. And how am I going to use this in the future? I know that there's a calling by God on my life. There is no doubt about it. But I never knew how to do it because sometimes there's so many gifts that you have, you don't know how to put it together. But through this course, God has shown me how I can put it together because there's so many people in the church that are literally struggling, and I'm a pastor, so that's a focus for me. That's my niche group, and I know you have your niche group. And now I know exactly how to approach them, what to say, how to say it, because I learned it in the coaching program. And I have helped people already that they can walk again on their knees and not be in pain. They didn't have to have I had 3 people that didn't have to have their gallbladder out because they were out of pain. I mean, it goes on and I'll stop. But the idea that these guys have taught me through this coaching program, how I can help people's life be better. See, I'm a nurse. I want people to be better. I have all my life and didn't know how to do it until now. And now I know how to do it and I can be successful. And I'm just so grateful and thank you for the course and for the opportunity and all the work that you did to do it.
Well, thank you, Deborah. And now everyone knows why I picked you to speak. You're absolutely phenomenal. We're going to hire you actually to speak at all of our events going forward. That was the best speech I've ever heard in my life. So that was so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can feel from your heart that you are emotionally charged up about the course and what you can do with this. And it's all about impacting other people, contributing to other people. That's really what life is about. And you exemplify that in your life and have helped so many people already. And I know you're going to help thousands more. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being on today and sharing your heart with all of us.
Thank you.
So going from one amazing woman to another, I'm going to bring Cheryl back on to announce the second half of the list of graduates for today.
Wow, thank you, Paul, and thank you, Deborah. Oh my gosh, I was all teared up and I was just so excited about everything that you've learned and really so blessed to have you here in the coaching program, you know, being a nurse for all of those years. And I know your heart is to help people get better. And when that doesn't happen, it can be so frustrating. So we're so happy that you're here and so grateful for you and the hard work that you've put in to finish the program and become a fantastic health coach. That's so exciting. So thank you, Deborah. And welcome and congratulations. Okay, so let me read the next names on the list here of you graduating greats. This is very exciting, and here we go. Okay, Colin M. Hyatt, Russell Howe, Tamika L. Jackson, Buck Johnson, Ms. Tori T. Jones, Tina Kopecki, Dennis A. Malik, Bunny L. Miho, Soretta Pethick, Luella Elaine Rosendahl, Kamina Marie Sanderson, Deborah O. Smith, Herschel Smith, Kaylee J. Townsend, Vilgail Vance, and Stacy Westerlin. Congratulations to each and every one of you. We welcome you to the team, to the health coaching program, and we are so grateful and blessed that each of you are with us. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Paul.
Well, super job, Cheryl, reading those names. You did. Congratulations to you for that. And I know there's people all over the world that are graduating today, and you can tell by the names that were read off there of how diverse our graduating class is this time. Speaking of our diverse graduating class, the next graduate that I'd love to have come on and speak is coming to us all the way from Sweden, which is mind-boggling to me. But thanks to the awesome technology of Zoom, we're now in Sweden. So this is absolutely fantastic. Stacy Westerlund is a new graduate. She's an unbelievable woman. And I know just judging from her smile on her face, she's excited about graduating today and has some things to share with us. So Stacy, what did you think about that course and what did you get out of it? And tell us a little bit about your story.
Yes. So I came over from Black Oxygen Organics. So then I just dived right into, actually it was with Rebecca and Brittany in the Cato 90 programs. Like, what is this? And we just hopped right in on that. And I am now 17,6 pounds lighter and 58,5 centimeters smaller in 43 days. So I am so grateful for that. And then I heard about this certification course and I said, this is the puzzle piece that I was missing. I started at that time also, getting the health packs and just starting to dabble into Dr. Wallach's videos. And I am so honored to be a part of Dr. Wallach's legacy and longevity. I see Dr. Wallach is like a prophet in nutrition, and he has stood for decades just telling the truth, getting fired and this, that, and the other. And then he's standing. And I am so grateful and thankful to be a part of this family. Anyway, so the reason why I went into this, I thought it was actually a brilliant idea, because then you can, first of all, you learn about the products, you learn about the health conditions in a general and a nice way. It's not like, it's very easy to understand and to receive, and then be able to pass on that information to my clients and so on. And this was the puzzle piece that fit in with all the other things that I'm doing, and also with the site. That was brilliant also, because then I could just send my link with educational clips on certain things and different videos and so on. And then also they could order the products through that link as well. And with the health evaluation also, starting out with that. And then I love to support people. So for me, this was a tool, and it was like Deborah said, it's a system. I love systems that all, bring it all together and make it easy. So I was able to use that link, and then to be able to follow up with people every 30 days. I think that was brilliant. So that's the reason why I joined. And I learned more about it as I went through it. So I didn't know all this when I started, but I'm very thankful for that.
Well, we're thankful to have you here today, and want to congratulate you again. So did you learn something new in the course? What was some of the aha moment that you got from the course?
Oh my word. Well, I love how the survey is in these 4 sections, hard cells, soft digestion,
tissue,
blood sugar issues. So that, and understanding, I love how the mineral deficiencies come in. For me, that was like, the whole thing with mineral deficiencies. And I have 2 kids in the autism spectrum. And to know that my kids can have an opportunity to be restored, and it's just a mineral deficiency, that's so huge for me. And then also, just every day, my issues and stuff like that. So this is a godsend to get this information and to be able to, I would love to reach out to a whole bunch of special needs kids and stuff like that. And I just in many areas, but I'm just so grateful to be able to have the whole knowledge around having the 90 minerals every day in our life.
Yes, absolutely. It's all about 90 for life. It's what Doc preaches to us, and that is the absolute core to what we have. And then we have everything we add on. But, to be able to fix over 900 different health problems now is just so awesome. And I've been doing this my whole life, and it's been so fulfilling for me to be able to help people in this way, because I don't know anything else besides health that you can help someone with that's is this impactful. So thank you for sharing. Coming all the way from Sweden. Like, what time is it in Sweden right now?
It's it's like 10:07 p.m.
Oh, not bad. Okay. Thank you for coming on. And I'm going to turn the call back over to Becca to introduce our next graduating speaker.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul. And thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Deborah. Wow. Thank you, Sarita. Sorry. These days are just so exciting for me. And whenever I'm able to meet somebody that gets on the products and is feeling the difference, and they're like, I think I might want to do this as a business. And they get that fire by going from an event. It is just incredible to see them soar. And that is just a brief little insight into our next graduate. Elaine, go ahead and unmute yourself. I am so excited to have you as part of this family. You say you are my problem child, and trust me, you're not my problem child. I love it when people have questions, because that's how they learn. So folks, I would just like to introduce and welcome Elaine Rosendahl. Go for it, Elaine.
Thank you, Rebecca. In the early 90s, I heard that infamous cassette tape, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. When I listened, it resonated with me. I knew I believed what was on that tape. I hungered for more information, but I didn't know where to find this Dr. Wallach. Over the years, I collected books on health and holistic healing. Anytime anyone was around me, had a problem, I'd run straight to my books, look it up, and share how to help them. I started listening to Coast AM radio show at night to go to sleep by. One night I heard Dr. Wallach. I realized that was the guy that had been on that cassette tape I heard many years previously. I subscribed to Coast Insider. I didn't want to miss a show. Then later I heard Pharmacist Ben on the same show and discovered he was associated with Dr. Wallach. I listened every night so I wouldn't miss hearing them. They were my favorites on that show. I heard the message that I needed to be off of gluten. I didn't think I could do that. I made bread. I had a wheat grinder and a Bosch machine and loved my homemade bread. This guy was saying I needed to stop that. Finally, the gluten got the best of me and I called Longevity. My first order was Ultimate Enzymes because I was eating all that homemade bread. I was having gut problems. I continued eating the bread, but thought I could fix it with the enzymes. I still didn't want to give up my bread, so I suffered a while longer, and finally I signed up to be a distributor, but ordered as a preferred customer. I didn't want to sell anything. I just wanted the product myself. I would tell everyone about Dr. Wallach on Coast to Coast and try to get them to listen. Then one day I got an invitation from Rebecca. She wanted to have lunch with me. She was coming to Phoenix. Pharmacist Ben was coming. He's going to speak after our lunch. I was so excited. I was going to get to meet Rebecca and Pharmacist Ben. In the background, my life was boring to me. I was still helping my husband some with his business, and I had got my license to sell health insurance. I didn't much care for doing that. No one wants to talk to an insurance salesman. It feels like I was helping others with their dreams. Where was mine? What was I passionate about? My wise daughter said, find your passion and the universe will provide a way. I prayed and I prayed for my passion to show itself. I thought it was too late for me. I thought that train has left the station. But Gretchen had told me to keep searching. So I did. And I tried to stay positive. Back to that fateful day when I met Becca and Pharmacist Ben. When I heard Pharmacist Ben speak, it lit a fire in me. At that meeting, I heard you could become a health coach. I knew at that moment I had found my passion. I am now ready to share what I've learned. This is the best health insurance anyone could have. I have not stopped, not one day, trying to learn all that I can. I know that this is my opportunity to live my passion. I thank God for guiding me. I thank Gretchen for encouraging me. I thank my husband for supporting me, Rebecca for putting up with all the mistakes along this journey, and Dr. Wallach for giving me the opportunity to live my passion of helping people with their health and to heal.
I don't believe in mistakes, my dear. So through learning, there's always going to be something more to learn. And I am so excited to have you here with us. And just an encouragement to everybody, you don't prejudge anybody. You don't know what they are wanting and missing in their life. And Elaine, I'm so excited. You have already invited 2 people who are also active in taking the course for the next graduation. So everybody share this opportunity with everybody that you know that might be looking for something, whether it's for themselves or to build a business. It is an amazing program. Paul, back over to you.
Well, thank you, Becca and Elaine. That was just incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I don't believe there's accidents in life. And to hear that you were following Dr. Wallach for so long and into health and wellness for so long, it just I'm not surprised at all you landed up here with the greatest community I've ever seen of people. So we love you and we thank you for your kind words today. At every graduation, we like to go back and find someone who already graduated a while ago and have them come on and speak. Someone who's been in a while, actually, not only graduated, but been in and been a health coach and a successful one at that. And boy, when we thought about who we should bring on for the 8th class, of course, my big thing, Cheryl's big thing is elevate. So having number 8, this is big graduation today. But a year ago at Cheryl's house, we had a party for the health coaches, a congratulations party. And I got to meet Dr. Judy Reynolds, and she's absolutely an incredible woman. I just talked to her this past week about her business and how she's really focusing on what Dr. Wallach started out with, which is animal nutrition. And God knows I love my pets. Everyone loves their pets. So it's a great way to talk to people, to get to meet new people. And then, of course, tell them not only do your pets need the 90, but you need the 90 as well. So without further ado, I want to turn the call over to Dr. Judy Reynolds, who's with our alumni and just an unbelievable woman.
Thank you, Paul. I'm so excited to be here doing this. My story, I started out as a horse lover, animal lover, wanted to be a veterinarian, and took courses and stuff for that in high school. But when it got right down to it, couldn't really afford to go to vet school. My family had a home building business, and I was busy doing all of that and doing what I loved, which was the horse industry. So I would have done that my whole life. That was the passion. I loved learning. I loved teaching. And then I had a major injury to my neck and back, and I had to reevaluate what I was going to do with my life. And it was an interesting thing, and this is something for us to think about. A local college had a scholarship for women who had been out of school for 7 years or longer. And they gave us 1 semester of tuition and books. And that was just kind of an incentive to go. So I went to school. And of course, I always wanted to be in school. I'm like a kid in a candy shop. My first focus was on biology. I got a biology teaching degree, focusing on anatomy and physiology. I always wanted to figure out what's going on. How do things work? So I did that, and then I went on and I got to go to Texas A&M, and I got a master's in animal science and a PhD in nutrition. So those were my interests the whole time. Then I taught college a little while and got my dream job in industry. I was the first equine nutritionist for a major food company, and I was able to design their horse feed program. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it. Again, I would have never stopped doing that, but the previous injury and lack of minerals, lack of nutrients was catching up with me. And I had to retire and just go on and do consulting. I really didn't have a choice. I was flying all over, doing seminars, teaching salespeople and all this, and I just couldn't keep going. So that's what kind of slowed me down. And then I realized that all 4 generations of my family were having issues. And I said, this is what I do. I'm going to go back and I'm going to really take a deep dive into human nutrition again, because I started there. I did animals, I did people, and we learned so much from those animals. It's just amazing what we learn from animals. So anyway, that's how I found Dr. Wallach. And the pieces of the puzzle all fit together, because in nutrition, you do each individual study, and then you have these people and they've had their experiences, and they did X, Y, and Z, and they got rid of some disease that they had or whatever. But everybody thinks that if it worked for them, one person, that it'll work for everybody. And it doesn't work that way. And it's not about the proteins and the fats and the carbohydrates, because people all over the world can eat different diets, the different cultures, they all can survive, but what they need are those minerals. And as Doc tells us, we got them from the ashes, from burning wood. That's what the culture did. And then when that was taken away for electricity, and believe me, I don't want to lose my electricity, but the whole thing just made so much sense. It was like I had been working all around this, understanding nutrition. I had 10 years of learning biology, nutrition, teaching, and all of that. And the missing link was those minerals. I mean, I was supplementing, I was taking a few nutrients here and there like everybody does, but I didn't know about all these ultra trace minerals. And so this whole thing just came bam onto me. So, and then about a year after I got started, the health coaching class came on, and I'm like, wow, this is perfect. I was in the first class to do it. And the other thing that's so amazing about this group of people is that they are out there helping people. They are not arguing about who does what. Everybody's out there, and the health coaching class is so great because it's simple, it makes sense. And Dr. Wallach's program, you don't have to have a lot of education or anything. The course puts it all down so that you get the background. And then when you show all of Doc's videos and I listen to his CDs all the time and the books, and people can learn all that as they go. And all they're doing is sharing their stories with their friends. And, it just becomes amazing. So the course was great as far as I'm concerned. And just a little bit about some of the things that I do now. I just happened to discover a man who is a veteran in a wheelchair, and he was having problems with seizures, among other things. He was taking a lot of different drugs, and I'm a big proponent of the military. My dad was in World War II, and so kind of that was in the family too. But anyway, this man had trained his own service dog because of the epilepsy. There are dogs now that can sense seizures. And this was a young dog, and unfortunately, her conformation was such that her hind legs were getting so bad that really she had to have surgery. And this is one of those cases where she probably did need the surgery. Either way, they did it. But I had already started providing nutrients and helping the man and then his dog. And when the surgeon he did both legs. And when he looked at the x-rays, and we purposely said, we're going to do our program, because he offered, some other things that they were doing. And when he saw the x-rays of the healed leg, he said, no, that must be the other one. And he said, I've never seen healing like this in my life. So we have gotten him off medications. We've gotten the dog back to useful. And it's just so gratifying to realize that, there are people out there that just don't, and, it's like a light bulb coming on like it did for me. So when I look back on my life, it keeps popping into my mind. Well, if I'd have known this, I could have helped my dad. And if I'd have known this, I could have helped other people throughout my life. And I look back and I say, this, my entire life has prepared me to do this, what I'm doing right now. And Dr. Wallach, I am so grateful to you. And I am your warrior for life. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Dr. Debbie. I'm sorry, Dr. Debbie. I'm here. I've got another Dr. Dem sharing the screen, but thank you, Dr. Judy Reynolds, for that, and just for all that you do. I mean, I know Doc loves having other doctors in the crusade here. So we really, really appreciate your time and coming on here and sharing your message with us. So thank you, Dr. Judy.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of Dr. Wallach, I just want to take a moment to myself to thank Dr. Wallach. He's been the biggest influence in my life. None of this would be possible without him, obviously. About 8 years ago, I met Dr. Wallach, or one of the times I was with Dr. Wallach was in San Diego about 8 years ago. And we had a personal conversation between the two of us, and he just really shared his vision of creating, this army of people that would go out and spread the message of 90 for life and how we can heal people through holistic, all natural means, and holistic with a W, because we look at the whole person in all aspects of their life. We believe that there's not just physical health, but there's also emotional health, because we know that people are stressed out of their minds right now around the world. And there's also financial health. And Dr. Wallach has brought that to us and didn't just want to be known as the greatest doctor ever, but the greatest entrepreneur ever also, that was able to start this and bless all of us. We have incredible lives now because of Dr. Wallach. Not only have we touched other people, but we've been able to create time and financial freedom for ourselves. And it's one of those great things about being this health coach here is you can start out as a coach, move up to being a captain, and then move up and be a CEO of your own business. So I love that part of this program. It's unlike anything else in the world. As a matter of fact, I think we're the only company in the world that has a certification. So we are very, very unique. We're so blessed to have Dr. Wallach leading the charge here, being our leader, and his wisdom he keeps on sharing with us. All the new books he comes out with, the new programs he comes out with. I'm always learning from him. So thank you again, Dr. Wallach. And I'm here to reaffirm to you that I am thinking about you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I am on the same mission you are, to create an army of people to share your message with the world, because your legacy is the greatest legacy that I've ever known. So thank you for all that you do. And I also want to congratulate all the graduates. And when Cheryl and I just did a podcast on celebrating, we think it's the most important thing in the world. Cheryl convinced me it was the most important thing in the world. So I don't know what you have in front of you: a glass of water, cup of coffee. Maybe some of you, maybe Dr. Wallach has a glass of wine all set. But I want to raise a toast to everybody here, all the graduates. Let's raise up whatever you got in front of you there. And I'm going to actually what's that?
We have the 90.
We have the 90. Yeah. So I got a screenshot coming here. So make sure everybody says cheers here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Cheers, everybody. Congratulations to all the graduates. Let's have a drink on them. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You always want to celebrate. So important to really understand how much of a monumental moment this is in your life. I mean, graduation day is so huge, and but it's step one. You got that out of the way. And I just want to really quickly just give you 3 tips on moving forward from today. So number 1, really think about what you want. Like, okay, I'm going out now, I'm creating my own health coaching business. What do I really want? So it's super important to get clear on that, whether you want to become a 5-star in longevity or build a multi-million-dollar health coaching business or whatever it is, get clear on really what you want. The second thing is to start dreaming again. So why would you want to become a 5-star or earn $1 billion in build a multi-million-dollar coaching business? What are your dreams? And I think a lot of us, as we get older, we forget how to dream. So what I find very impactful, and Cheryl does too, is coming up with that dream list. The things that moving forward, now that it's graduation day, what are my dreams? What am I looking forward to? What are the things I want to bring into my life? Not only impacting other people, but impacting your own family, and things you can bring into your family and do with your friends. So that's the second tip is to start dreaming again and really write out that dream list. I always encourage people to write 100 things down that they want to attract into their lives through this coaching program. And then, of course, step number 3 is a strategy. And I believe that Cheryl and I have put together the best strategy ever to build a business to help people with. You just have to follow the system. That's it. I know it takes extreme self-discipline to do that. I know a lot of people are excited. They want to go out and reinvent the wheel, but the strategy works for a reason, and I know Cheryl's not a big proponent of the strategy, but I am. So I just want to leave you those 3 tips and again, congratulations to all of you. And I am going to now have Cheryl close out the call. She's our master distributor here at Longevity. She's the top leader. As you can see, she's the best looking woman ever, and is in New York right now for the celebration. So that's exciting as well. So Cheryl, I'm going to let you close this out with some words of wisdom, an inspirational message to all the graduates.
Thank you so much, Paul. And you guys know that this would not have happened in any way, shape, or form without Paul, who does love strategy and detail. I like celebrating. So it really works out really well together. So we're so excited for each of you. First of all, I would just want to thank the speakers today, Soretta, Deborah, Stacy, Elaine, and Dr. Judy, also Steve and Michelle Wallach. I'm so grateful that they could come on and share a couple of words with you guys. And then, of course, our fearless, and I do mean fearless, leader, Dr. Wallach. Gosh, we are so blessed and grateful for Dr. Wallach, for his vision and for the mission that all of us are on. And I've learned so much from each of you today. And I just wanted to read you this quote real quick. It says, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." And I love that because we have all learned, you new graduates, congratulations. You've learned the things that we need to know to go out there and save people's lives. I feel like I have seen this very realistically in the last few months, that we really are the last defense, right? I mean, and we heard that from Deborah, and the things that are going on, the people who are being killed because they don't understand and have the knowledge that we have. We have to get over our fears. We have to step out. We have got to get the message to them so that they can make the decision to change their own lives and their families' lives. We absolutely love and are so grateful for each and every one of you and your dedication and your heart and your soul and being on this mission with us. There's no way we can get it out to the people that each of you can. So we love you and thank you so much. And really, congratulations.
So awesome. Thank you, Cheryl. Congratulations, everybody. Have an awesome day. Thank you for coming. And we will see you on Monday for a very, very special coaching call. So make sure you're on our coaching call Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll send you the details on that. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye, you guys. Congratulations. We love you.
Congratulations, everybody.